Hello, it says we are live.
Hello.
I'm gonna, everyone who has been here before, the forest code is currently up on screen. If you would like to enter that now, the link is also in the chat. I can't remember which way. I think it's this way on the other side of Kahilah that the chat appears. But if I'm wrong, then just know to go to the chat and click on the link there if you want to directly join the forest room. I'm going to let my co-host introduce herself.
All right. Hello. I am Kahilah Harry. I am a soon-to-be self-published author this year, fingers crossed. And I also have an AuthorTube channel where I document my writing journey, and I write mostly paranormal action books.
It is linked down below, her channel, not her books yet, because like you said,
Not
we haven't published them yet, not quite yet.
Almost.
For those of you who don't know, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm a self-published author of young adult paranormal romance, and tomorrow I will become a self-published author of new adult sci-fi romance. The first book of my Stellar Blood trilogy comes out. I am writing the second one on my second monitor here. I wrote a bunch of books for it yesterday, thanks to my 3-hour-long live stream. And yeah, so I wrote 1,000 words during that live stream, and then I wound up writing, I think, 1,500 more words.
Ooh, that is
and that like never happened, and I was like,
that is amazing.
Regina wants to know if it'll be published under your name or a pen name.
It'll be under my name.
Yeah. I also did my name route. Like I know a lot of people on AuthorTube, or not everyone, but like certain people I know are using pen names.
Yeah.
I mentioned in my novel ideas tag video, which is the last like uploaded video on my channel, that I have some stories planned for a pen name, but everything else is under my name, even though they're all different genres. So
yeah, same.
Like the other pen name is like for a very specific reason, but like
same. I
think people can guess the reason, but
I kind of have one too because of a reason, but like yeah, we'll see if it gets published.
Good morning, Sage. Hello, Miguel. Regina woke up on time, so congratulations. Hello, Klacha. I think I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, please let me know if I'm supposed to pronounce the first A, like differently.
Yeah.
Like Klacha, but that doesn't sound right. So I'm assuming.
Right.
Hello, Quiet Life, Christina.
Hello.
I would recommend it because it's so helpful because like you can technically still get distracted on the computer, but it's so much easier to get distracted on a phone. So when I have this installed and a tree running, I don't touch my phone and I'm a lot more productive. Even if I'm productive by like jumping between different projects I have, I'm still not like losing time by doom scrolling on Twitter or scrolling on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook is no longer really like time suck for me because I'm barely
on
it. But yeah, and if you get it, you need the paid version to do plant together mode like I do during my streams. But it's a one-time purchase and it's really cheap. And once you get it, you can fill out the poll link down below that says you got the Forest app because of me. And then I can show that as proof to the Forest app people. So hopefully they can start sponsoring me because I've gotten 27 people to buy the app because of me. And there have been 3 people who are like, oh, I don't have it yet, but I plan to. So
yeah, they need to sponsor you.
Yes, Miguel recommends it. Regina Duke says, my name is so common. I needed one that would stand out. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that when I started Facebook, like as a personal page, and I think even with my author page, I was the only Zara Hoffman on Facebook. And then like in the following years after, like 2 other people created like personal profiles, not Facebook pages. So I'm not the only person in the world with my name, apparently. And I didn't know that other people had the name Zara until I was like 13, when the youngest grade in my middle school,
Yeah.
which my middle school actually went from nursery to middle school. So when I was in my like final-ish year of middle school,
Mhm.
there was a kid in the nursery or kindergarten whose name was also Zara.
Mm.
That was the first time I realized that, like, oh, I'm not the only one with this name.
Yeah. That's so
And
cool.
then, Facebook was like, oh, there are other Zara Hoffmans. I'm like, well, that's news to me. And
Right? I've never met anyone
someone
with
else
my name.
writes books, and I grabbed I grabbed Zara Hoffman on Instagram and Zara Hoffman, I couldn't see Zara Hoffman on Facebook for some reason. And so I just did author Zara Hoffman to make it very clear.
That's smart.
Yeah. Hello, Tiara. Gotcha.
Nice. Just some word I made up. Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is weird.
I mean, I always have to refresh live streams that I'm
Yeah,
on.
same
It
here.
never goes live for me automatically, which is a pain in the butt.
Me neither, but it's up, so because I have it up.
Yeah. It
Isn't
is.
it early? Yes, it is currently 6:06.
I've been waking up at 6 a.m. in 2021, and I like it, but normally it like makes my naps in the afternoon a bit longer than they used to be. But I've been so much more productive waking up early.
It's so great. Like I wake up at 5:45 every morning, so like this was nothing for me. And I have a cat in my lap, so
Oh, wow. Interesting.
wow. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Petra. When I started indie publishing in 2011, I was the only Regina Duke on Amazon. There were 1,500 other people with my real name. Wow.
I don't think there are many people with my name, so
Yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna have that issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
even through school, no one had my last name, Harry, which was weird because I thought that was a common last name, but I guess not because
I don't
throughout
think I've ever
school,
met anyone else with the last name Harry.
yeah, me neither. It's cool.
But I think also like part of the reason my name isn't as rare as yours is because there's a Princess Zara or Zara, Princess Zara,
Mhm.
that someone of the British royalty, and I can't remember. I think it's Princess Anne's daughter,
Maybe
or
I don't
maybe it was
know.
daughter, whatever. Some princess named their daughter Princess
Yeah,
Zara. I think she spells it with an H though at the end.
maybe.
Maybe,
And
but
maybe
whatever. It's like close enough that like I
yeah.
started getting popular-ish.
Mhm.
You want to show the kidder?
Oh, she jumped from my lap.
No,
Sorry. She's somewhere.
it's okay. The force code is up on screen. I'll paste the link in again, just so people can click it without having to enter the code if they don't want to.
Mhm.
And we're gonna start the force sprint in a moment. So I guess I said what I was working on, the sequel to my new adult sci-fi second book in the new adult sci-fi romance trilogy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna work on?
Well, I will be working on my book that I plan to publish sometime this year, hopefully the summer. But I'm just reading through the final draft of it because I got all the edits done to it. I just got my proofreading. I went through all of those edits, so now
I was
just
gonna say, because I've been obviously following your
yeah. It's been so great. And yeah, so just doing one last read through and then it'll be ready for publication.
Ooh.
Yes. It's so insane.
Jasmine, where do you live in the world?
Yeah, because
It's a pretty rare name in the United States.
I've never met anyone with the name Zara.
Yeah. Also, I know that I'm probably the only one who pronounces my name as Zara, which I've gone over in past live streams. I think always with you on screen, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we pronounce my name Zara because that way we can honor two members in my family, my great grandma Clara and my great aunt Zita. So my mom, my name with the Z for Zita, but we pronounce it as. Also, her other grandma was my mom's other grandma was Sarah, so technically it's like a 3-for-1.
That's cool.
Okay, yeah, Jasmine is in England, which makes sense because
Nice.
the royal princess, the princess Zara.
Yeah. Isn't there like Zara Larson and stuff too? She's like popular or whatever. So
yeah, that's a more common name in England.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay, fanfic for stage, fanfic for Jasmine,
I love
for
fanfics. Everyone's writing fanfic. Like, yes, me too.
Working on a fantasy. I hope to be done by draft 1 by end of April. Cool. So will it also be your Camp Nano project?
Oh, I need a Camp Nano project.
Girl, just focus on your first.
I know. I love thinking ahead. I'm like, wait.
My Camp Nano project will probably be the 3rd book in this trilogy if I don't finish it sooner.
Yeah. Oh, I'll probably just edit my 2nd book. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is, but I actually never did it because I definitely rage about certain things that have happened in shows and books and whatnot, but like I can't write in another person's world. Sorry, that's not true. I technically in my video about my ideas, I do talk about a story that I have planned that is actually going to be set in my friend's very long series world. He hasn't published any books yet, so I'm hoping, by the time I get around to that, he'll have published the first one, so it makes sense. Or mine can just be a kind of like backdoor, prequel-ish to it, and but like I can't write other people's characters is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm going to have my own set of characters who briefly meet his characters.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. I mean, I don't always read fanfic. I used to read more of it when I was like a more active reader on Wattpad.
Yeah.
But then it felt like everything was fanfic, and it kind of just turned me off. So I was like, I came here for original stories too, and so I haven't gone to any websites that have fanfic.
Yeah.
So
there was a time where Wattpad was just straight fanfic, like, yeah. But now, I mean, I'm still on it because I still have books on it, and
I just never check it. But my the Matchmakers, which was my NaNoWriMo project because it was voted in, by my Instagram followers, that had actually been #1 in biopunk in the category for like months on end.
Nice.
For like, it might have even been for a whole year, like back in 2017. But then when I checked in 2020, it had fallen, which was fine because I hadn't updated it in like 2 weeks. So I was like, you know what? That's pretty good for me. I guess it would be my. I only brought up Camp Nano because they were saying they wanted to finish it by the end of April.
Yeah.
I'm not asking people to think about it. Kahilah over here to cool it.
I'm like, oh God, no.
I mean, you could just be a rebel. It doesn't matter anymore. There's not as much of like a stigma against being a Nano rebel anymore.
I want to start my new book of my new series in November, hopefully.
That would be cool. What's that genre? Actually, if you don't want to share it and you want to make a like announcement video on your channel, do that.
It's okay.
I want to know.
It's still paranormal. It's gonna be a character from my first trilogy. She's gonna become a main character in like the 2nd book kind of in the trilogy, but Yeah, she's gonna have her own backstory and everything, and she's a different kind of supernatural creature that's not gonna be talked about until the end of the third book in the trilogy. Yeah.
I like interconnected series.
Yes, I
Or
have one.
series with interconnected books, because like
Yeah.
when I say interconnected, as in like it's not like a single arc going completely through, but like a lot
Yeah.
of romance series where it's like couple one, couple two related somehow,
Hmm.
like a sibling of one of the first couple or best friend of one of the first couple.
Right.
Or someone else in their friend circle, or like if you're following the web out, friend of the friend,
Hmm.
like that's exciting. And that's kind of what I did for my first trilogy. But my new adult sci-fi is a singular continuous arc.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
have, if I look at the series that I have planned, this, I think, oh, I have this series and this trilogy, and then I have a fantasy series planned.
Yeah.
And I think those are the only ones with continuous arcs because I think every other series that I have planned is like standalone, interconnected.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I have like one, two, three, four trilogies that are all going to be interconnected with each other. It's going to be a character based on, the first three books. So
Uh,
fun.
Regina, remember she's supposed to be doing NaNoWriMo, so she's actually going to be doing writing instead of editing, like she said earlier.
Nice.
Yeah, I knew you meant right. Hey, Kahilah, you're not alone.
Nice.
Faxon Harper. Cool.
Ooh, I like that name.
That's a
Faxon.
cool name. Yeah. But the character in my first book was named Fawn.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to hide this and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of the first sprint. How did everyone do?
Did you just ask me how I did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. So I just read through one chapter, which is actually pretty long. My chapters are long for no reason, but anyway. So yeah, I finished the chapter and then I have like 2 pages into the next chapter. So yeah, I have like chapter 112.
Like, how long is long?
I don't know, over 10 pages.
In manuscript format or in like formatted?
It's in just like the Word document.
I don't. I'm trying to think. Well, because manuscript format is double space, which is what I meant, or like
Oh,
single space.
none of my words are double. None of my things are double spaced. It's all like 1.25, I think.
Okay, but it's not like singles. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely on the longer side, but I'm
Yeah.
about my chapters, and I think some of my chapters probably reach that long. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I normally write like 2,000 words in a chapter, and sometimes it can be
Yeah.
as low as like 800 words, if especially like if it's like the last two chapters of a book, where it's like the
Yeah.
last three scenes of my main characters.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's like, a really important chapter, it can go up as high to like 4,000 for me words.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. My
Um,
normal is like
yeah.
4 to 5,000 for this book, so I cut that out in my second book because I don't want long chapters, so I have like long, short, long, short.
I I think also like I'm definitely an underwriter, and I think this sci-fi genre, ironically enough, I thought it would be really hard for me, but I think it's helping me like give more world building, because with my normal one, I could kind of like skirt around certain things. It's like I don't have to describe the world. I can just describe like the magic. But like
Exactly. Yeah.
this deals with Area 51,
Oh.
and it involves like space. So like both of those I need to describe.
Yeah.
Like I can't get away with not describing those things.
Yeah, that's the good thing about paranormal, which is why I love writing it, because like I don't have to world build since like I can just focus on the characters and their magic and just describe little things. So that's why I'm gonna try to write a fantasy this year so I can get better at world building and learn.
The code is currently up on screen. Kelly Wright, who is a fellow author,
Kelly,
came in to say
she's
hi.
probably not here anymore, but hi.
Um, she gave the internet parent message that Sage, aka
Yeah.
Bunny, normally does. But I have had so many sprints with Sage at this point that I created a ticker like the pro I am, so that I can have this
Nice.
reminder up while people can still see the force code if they
That's
want to join.
smart.
The force code is also, I also put the link to the forced room in the chat if you want to directly join instead of putting the code in. I'm going to read the code out in case anyone needs me to. It is 3MB84Z6. If Sage is still here, I'm going to look up the military alphabet to do it that way too. I normally only do it when Natalie Locke, who is like my main alpha reader for this sci-fi trilogy, because she's in the military, but Sage used to Air Force or something. The she stole my line. Yeah, did stuff with her country's Air Force, I believe. So I'm looking for where I saved the phonetic alphabet. I'm going to read that. And then I'll read comments. There we go. I was like, did I save it under my world building folder, or did I just leave it out in the open so I could find it easily? The answer was the latter. Okay, so it is 3 Mike Bravo 8 4 Zulu 6.
Nice.
Aviation. Okay, not Air Force, but aviation. I knew it had to do with planes. She did it right for me.
Oh, wow.
And I just wasn't reading it because I was busy reading my thing. Hi, Remedy.
Hello.
Can someone please give me some advice for my fantasy series? Should I write one chapter and make it? No.
Write it out and then
you keep going. Like
yeah.
if you write the chapter and you know immediately that there's something you want to change that's going to affect future chapters, in my opinion, I would probably do those immediate changes because I know.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do heavy revisions over and over and over again until it's perfect. Because then you're just never going to get past the first chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do the same thing with my book, is that and with every chapter, if there are immediate changes I know that I want to write the moment I finish a chapter, I make those. And when I reach the end of a draft, and I kind of talk about this in a video that I posted last year, I can say that now, where it was talking about how I revise, is that if there are any changes that I know immediately I want to make after finishing the draft, I make those. If they're really small, but if it's a change I know I want to make, but it's a bit bigger, I leave a note for myself. And then I make those changes the same time that I'm making the changes that my alpha readers have given me, the comments, and I put all of their comments from their different Word, Google Doc, and changes formats into my Scrivener doc. So I have my comments and theirs all in the same place.
Nice.
But yeah, so between drafts, you should give yourself a little bit of a break so you have, some distance from it. But I would say this, but with the chapter, if you have a change you want to make immediately, do it, but then move on.
Yes.
Sorry. I got it wrong. I was like, it's planes, and I'm so used to thinking about Natalie with the military that I was like, oh, hers is just, the other military branch. It's like, no. Yeah, write it all off first. Write the story like mad, then go back and change what you need to. Don't stall on chapter. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I want to check how many times I revised my chapter 1 for Obscure Origin, which releases tomorrow and is linked down below. Okay, chapter 1 went through. Let's see how many iterations he went through. I'm only one draft, and because I was in the wrong document. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 drafts.
Nice.
For the first chapter. A lot of my other chapters had 4 drafts. But I kept revising things, but saving every time I revised, just because it is a chapter, and in case I wanted to roll back, I wanted to be very, very sure. Whereas with the later chapters, I was pretty sure about what I wanted to change, and that I wouldn't necessarily want to go back. Can't wait for camp in April because I want to write my first draft, but I'm plotting first.
Nice.
We're gonna start the next sprint soon, but I believe I'm gonna do some comments that came in. Hannah came in.
Hello, Hannah.
That was during the first sprint, so I'm very behind. 36 for Klacha. Petra 252, 376. Reread 3,000 words. Awesome.
That's a lot of words.
67 words in the last 5 minutes. That's
nice.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. That's how mine was for my second book, and I had to split up my chapters because I only had 19 chapters with over 100,000 words.
I mean, if you're writing fanfic, I think people are more accepting. But if it's if it's not fanfic, I would break up those chapters.
Yeah, because I would literally stop reading a chapter if it's that long.
Because I'll read a chapter, but at some point I'm gonna check how long the chapter is.
Yeah, and then
oh no. Yeah, uni work. Good, good.
Nice.
And now I'm caught up on comments. Tiara was thanking everyone for the advice.
Of course.
I'm working on the second book in my new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. The first book releases tomorrow. And I have finished chapters 1 through. I finished chapter 2 and wrote all of chapter 3 yesterday.
Nice.
And I'm currently. I'm not even a quarter of the way done with the fourth chapter. I wanted to do more writing on it last night, but I actually switched over to writing a YouTube script that I need to film, edit, and upload today.
Yeah.
But I like using these writing sprints to do my novel writing because I need more motivation. Sorry, my throat's been sore the past few days. I need more motivation on writing my novels, even though like I love writing them. It's just, I don't know, giving progress updates on that is more important to me. Whereas like with my author tube scripts, like I write them down mostly. I mostly write them down just for my Broadway Baby series because there's always like history and facts that I need to give that I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
But like those come out very quickly just because the majority of the script is stuff that I'm going to say anyway, but I'm just typing it out so that I can see.
Yeah. And you can just reference. Yeah. Because I do that. Well, yeah, I write out everything in like my journal and stuff so I can just reference it.
Yeah, because of Milwordy is why I started like typing out my scripts in Scrivener so I could see the word count for those and count it toward my Milwordy. But otherwise I used to just write like bullet points of like musical open this year. If it's based on something, this is when the original content was like published.
Yeah.
In what form it was. And then like I normally wouldn't even write notes about what I was thinking, but because I like go on tangents and try to refer to my previous Broadway Baby videos that have already been posted, or like, oh, I'm going to make this in the future. I now write out everything.
Yeah, smart.
The code is up on screen, Hannah. So that's why I took off Hannah's earlier comment about what we're working on, so she could see. 3 Mike Bravo 84 Zulu 6. I've memorized it this time. Tiara says, in the sprint, I am going to officially write, not journal, something I haven't done since I've been catching up on some reading. That's
nice.
Cool. I now do the Miracle Morning for Writers, and within that, one of the things you're supposed to do is scribe. So during the scribe part, I do morning pages, which is from The Artist's Way, and I can't remember the author's name, but it's like pretty famous if you just Google it. But one of the other things you're supposed to do for the Miracle Morning is read. So I've been reading Good Morning, Good Life by Amy Landino, who has an awesome YouTube channel on here. And she liked that I shared a quote from her book this morning. Like she liked the post on Instagram. And I'm like,
nice.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, I try to journal every morning and night. Make it part of my routine.
Katja says it's a high fantasy. Each chapter encompasses a large part of the story, but people still aren't going to read it. Like you could, if you want, you can make those 10,000 word chunks, like part 1, part 2, part whatever, if you want to. Yeah. But people aren't going to read a 10,000 word chapter. I like, no one has that dedication.
Yeah.
Like George R.R. Martin's books are crazy, but like the chapters aren't insane, if that makes sense.
Yeah, with established
like they're long because they're high fantasy.
Yeah,
is what you're which I get is what you're saying, but it's different.
Especially with an established author, like they can get away with anything basically that normal authors cannot.
Yeah, like James Patterson can get away with a one word chapter.
Yeah.
And a 1 sentence chapter and a 1 page chapter. Because people know to expect that from him. Sometimes, I mean, like not every chapter is like that, but people know that he does that type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, so if they're short, if they're acts, you can literally have a page that says part 1, part 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is what I did for my first book, The Belgrave Legacy, because it was initially 3 different books that I wound up editing into a single book.
Yeah.
To make the story more cohesive and more substantial, like stronger at each part, because the second 2 books weren't as strong as the first book.
Yeah.
Which had been called The Belgrave Daughter, and it was self-published on its own before I decided to take that down and redo it as The Belgrave Legacy.
Nice.
New people came in. So,
oh, hello.
Eva. Sorry, comments jumped. Laura Dreams Big came in. Just Eva was asking a question about page breaks. Yeah, they're talking about original chapter, a single chapter though.
Yeah.
Which I know Regina knows because she's been here for the whole conversation. But we're not talking about just for traditional, like readers in general, like readers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the advice that I give about stuff is just what people want in reading, because I've worked with smaller indie presses. I've worked on editing like fellow authors' work who actually they all planned to self-publish, and then they wound up like getting traditionally published with other books first, so which is
nice.
But like, and I'm still waiting for them to return to those books that I edited, because I want to be able to talk about them publicly because the story was so good. But yeah, readers aren't going to read a 10,000 word chapter,
yeah,
regardless of whether it's indie or traditional. We're going to be streaming not until the top of this hour, because that would only be 6 more minutes, but the top of the next hour. So 2 hours total. 10,000 words for a chapter is too long. It does, like, even if there are 5 scenes in that chapter, I would say, because people are going to look at the chapter and get overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's about like the pages.
It's the pages,
mainly, not the words, just the pages. Like if they see like 10,000 words worth of pages is like what, over 20 pages?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. If people see chapter 1 have to flip 20 pages to get to chapter 2, they're not going to pick up your book.
Yeah.
If it's print, and then if it's ebook, it looks even worse, because
and then, you know, of course it depends on, of course some readers don't care, but like just in general,
it's just, it's cool. I would, if you have different scenes within those 10,000 word chapters, add a chapter break after like maybe 2 scenes or 3 scenes, you know, just so that
it can work, but it's just not ideal.
I think it depends on the chapter break, because there are a lot of books that I've read where the chapter break like gives me a mental breathing space, but it doesn't actually disrupt the pacing at all.
Yeah.
Unless the chapter just ends as a cliffhanger. But there are certain people who don't write chapter cliffhangers. I would say that I do in most cases, but that's also because I write different points of view, and I kind of need something to propel the person to like read
the next
point of view. It's not like from one character.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like, not like theoretically you should want to read the rest of the story just because the story is interesting, but because you're constantly switching view, I need like an extra push to get people to like keep going rather than like necessarily like put it down and take a break.
Yeah, that makes sense. It depends for me. I don't know. It depends on the scene that I'm writing. Sometimes it calls for a cliffhanger. Sometimes it's like, okay, and we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't write a cliffhanger for every chapter. That would be annoying even for me as a writer.
Yeah.
Like readers are going to hate me. But like, if I look at, we're going to start the next sprint soon, I promise. We might only get to 3 today, given how much we're chatting. I apologize, everyone. Unless, Kahilah, you're okay with running a bit over. the top of
I'm
the.
I'm fine. It's okay.
Okay, so we'll still do 4 then. The 4th one might be a little bit shorter, but
Okay.
like definitely, even at the end of my first chapter for my book that's coming out tomorrow, like
Mhm.
I have nothing would get in her way. I'm not reading the full sentence because that's spoilery.
Yeah.
And the end of the second chapter, which is the first chapter from the guy's perspective, is he'd entertain with himself. Spoiler, I'm skipping, and see what information he could get. Spoiler. So I just read excerpts of that.
Mhm.
So it's talking about like they're looking forward to doing stuff, but then
Yeah.
like I can't find the end of chapter 7. It was kind of cliche where she just goes to sleep. There's a
Mhm.
reason why I do that because like a lot of stuff happens
Yeah.
in that chapter and it makes sense that she'd want to go to sleep, but like
I
if
understand that. Yes. Yeah.
okay, there are scene breaks. There are scene breaks. Okay, then that is okay, I think.
Yeah.
It just sounded like there wasn't any break. Like it was just a
Just continuous.
10,000.
You're like,
If there are scene breaks, then yeah, go with that. You can do
yeah.
it like Discworld. But scene breaks, you just need something.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
also, yeah.
Now that we have that straightened out, let's do the next sprint.
Yes.
Does that work for everyone?
That
Yeah.
works for me.
Okay, I'm going to add the timer back and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of the second sprint. I'm going to confess right now, I did zero writing because the oldest of the Super Carlin brothers, his latest vlog was premiering during that. And it was perfectly timed that it ended right before this sprint ended.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I was gonna watch something, but I'm like, no, let's focus. So
It's just because it was a premiere. Like he does a video premiere and he
yeah.
people. So yeah, because he used to not do premieres, and I'd just be like, oh, I'll watch it whenever. But yeah.
I understand.
Klacha wrote this funny line, which I said LOL in the chat, but I was apparently shaking with laughter too much. I misspelled their username, so I had to redo
it. Me, I literally do that. Oh my gosh.
163 for Moon Bunny. How did you do, Mila?
I did great. I got through another chapter and now I am on a third one. I'm trying to get at least 5 more chapters read today just so I can finish in like 3 days, I think. But I would love to finish earlier if possible so I can get started on my book cover process. So, fingers crossed.
Do you like have a front cover or because what I do is I normally get a front cover and then I tell the artist that like, oh, I'm going to be doing a print cover eventually, and they're like, okay, just let me know when you have the spine width after it's like all formatted and stuff.
No, I'm going to be hiring a company. It's called like Damonza or Damonza. I forgot, but they do everything like.
I used to think it was Damonza, but his name is Damon Za.
Okay, Damon Za. So yeah, I'm gonna have them do everything. Formatting. I'm gonna pay for the formatting, so I don't have to worry about any of that. They're gonna do everything.
Got it. I forgot he also does formatting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hannah asked who did the premiere. The info's up here. I'm gonna create the new force room and I'm gonna pop the link in the chat and then I'll put the code up after.
Okay.
After this comment stays up a little bit.
I was getting sleepy when I was reading my story because I've read it so many times already. So I'm just like, doing another read through is like these twists don't even hit the same anymore. I'm just like, yep, got it. Mm-hmm. It happened.
I know.
Like, sure.
Did you have a break between your last read through and this one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I read through this book. Like, of course, I read through it as I'm editing, but it's not a read through. So I think my last read through, I would say, was in like maybe October, maybe.
Because I had a solid 2 months break from mine by the time that I went back to editing Obscure Origin, and I had all the feedback. So I went through it and I was like, oh, I forgot I wrote this.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god.
And then because I did only one round of alpha readers, but then Natalie Locke, who was awesome, was like, oh, I'll read it one more time if you want me to. And then she caught a few last errors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time she was doing that one, I was like, yeah, I know what's coming. But the 2 months made me really forget certain things that I'd written where I was like, I knew the plot, but I was like, ooh, that was a banger.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
what I wrote. I'm proud of myself. Good job.
That's how it's gonna be when I start editing my second book, because I finished writing that in like July of last year, and I picked it up only to split up some chapters in August, September, but I haven't done any editing or read-throughs to that first draft. So when I get to it this month, it's gonna be like, what the heck is the story? Exactly. So I'm excited.
Klacha got 170. Liz got 321 for a good read, warm-up sprint, which is great. Regina's still rereading the sci-fi thing and needs to get a moving on it because it goes to the editor soon. Ate dinner. What time zone are you in?
Like, are
54
you
words in
in?
my second chapter. Awesome. Yeah, I said who he was. 340 and set up a yearly writing goal tracker for myself on the Nano site. Cool.
Nice.
See, I was gonna do a monthly tracker on the Nano site, and then I was just like, I already am working with 3 different spreadsheets because one is for Millwordy, one is a 2020 novel only word count spreadsheet that I set up for myself because I just wanted to see how many fiction words that I write in a year. And like I know I could have done that from my Millwordy thing, but my Millwordy is only from September 1st to August 31st.
Yeah.
Which so it like I could have added, but then I was like, you know what, I just want to see the full year in one thing. And then I have a spreadsheet for all my book word counts broken down by chapter, so I can see like the distribution of words per chapter, just to make sure that no chapter is like crazy long in comparison to all the others. Like I said, like the largest one is 4,000 and like most of them are around 2,000. So that's an okay thing. But like one time I had like a 5,000 word one and everything else was like 2,000. I was like, can I break stuff that I did? The Forest Room is linked in the chat again. Just want to remind everyone. I'll put the code up on screen. Also, it is come on, I have so many things. 3 Papa Hotel Uniform 3-4 Alpha. 3 Papa Hotel Uniform 3-4 Alpha. Let's see. That's the wrong link. There's another link in my description that says strawpoll.com/.
Yeah. It says.
Yeah, certain people count words that they've reread if they're editing. Like they just highlight the section that they've read if you want to report that, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Report that. Indian Standard Time. Right. Okay. You had told me before, but I'm sorry. I haven't been feeling well the past few since Christmas, actually, which you might not be able to tell given how much I've been streaming. But yeah. Good morning, Papa. You say hello. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yes, please do. It really helps my channel. Also subscribe because I'm hosting writing sprints every single day this week, starting at 9 a.m. Tiara said hello, Maddie. Maddie, I'm filming a video about a musical today. It's going to go up today, but I think tomorrow I will do the which side of the force are my characters on. Because she did a video of that, and I was like, can I turn this into a tag? Because I really want to do it for my characters.
That is cool.
Because my story has space involved, and I was like, it's not Star Wars, but hers isn't Star Wars. She's just obsessed with Star Wars. So I was like, please, and she's like, yeah, go for it. So I'll be doing that this week.
Heck yeah, I want to watch that.
Code is up on screen. We're gonna start the next sprint in like a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna start now. So add no, because I just noticed that like a fair number of people are in the Forest Room, and like more people get added. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of the third sprint. We're going to have one more. We're probably going to run a little bit over the 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time mark because we did a lot of chatting in the beginning, but we will be doing 4 full 20-minute sprints because Kahilah has agreed.
Yes, I have.
Internet parent Sage left a parting comment. Thanks for the stream. Everyone remember to stretch, hydrate, back up your work, and Hulk smash that like button to appease the YouTube gods. So you heard them. Appease the YouTube gods. Also, if you haven't subscribed to Kahilah, her channel's linked down below. She uploads really awesome vlogs. And yeah, what was your Nano rhyme? It was 100K?
For Nano, I wrote 72,000 words for regular Nano.
Yeah. Just found out my online will no longer be 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. week morning. Now there's oh, that's nice. Wow. That's lucky.
For real.
My classes for grad school are all 2.5 hours long. And at night, 6:30 to 8 p.m. I'm doing it virtually, so like it's not too bad, but it's in some ways I think it's better, but in other ways
I took a night class before, like actually on campus, and it was actually relaxing.
I've taken night classes before while I was in undergrad just because like they were special psychology classes that were like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
So those were like the only times that they were the only times that were set up. And then my grad school program is built around the idea that people will have internships and even full-time jobs while being in this program.
Yeah.
Not because I haven't been lucky since 2020 and getting a job, or since the end of 2019, which is the last time I had a job or an internship or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why they're all at night. Like there aren't any morning options for people who are unemployed because all the teachers are like really high up in the publishing field and are themselves. So
are you trying to get into the publishing world, like with the
that's my goal. That's been my goal. Okay, so when I was younger, here's the order of things. I found out that you could be an author and like that could be an actual job.
Yeah.
And I want to be traditionally published. And then I got older, I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to self-publish, but I want to be an editor in traditional publishing. Mm-hmm. And then I had an internship where I was at a literary agency after many internships of being like editorial interns for smaller indie presses, which is still technically traditional publishing. And then after my agent internship, I was like, ooh, do I want to be an agent instead? And my mom is constantly being like, but you're so good at marketing, you could do that too. And I'm like, you know what? If it gets me hired, I'm not against it.
Right. But
I've like, since maybe I was like 10, I've wanted to work in publishing traditional publishing in addition to just being an author.
Nice. I love that. Like, I would love to see how that world, like, I don't care to like be in that world, but I would love to see how it works and just like, someone give me a tour.
Yeah.
Explain everything.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And because I also think, because I would be completely surrounded by what I love, but I wouldn't always be working on my own stuff. Like, people who want to only be writing and like can sustain that, that's great. But like, I need time to not be doing creative stuff. And or like creative stuff for myself.
Yeah.
So because when I'm editing like someone's book, which by the way, I'm a freelance editor, link down below.
Oh, nice. Okay, I will keep that in mind.
Also, I'm really cheap, which I know everyone's like, oh, you get what you pay for, but people can tell you that like, I'm actually a good editor. Because I'm starting out, I'm not like going to charge it, a crazy amount.
Of course.
Sorry, I said 6:30 to 8. I meant 6:30 to 9. I haven't had class in a month at this point.
Yeah.
Or in 3 weeks. Next week will be a month. Yeah. Sometimes my teachers end early.
Yeah.
Which they're technically not supposed to do so.
For me, I can see myself literally just writing all day, every day, just that being my job. And since I crochet, I have a break from doing all that writing and I can create creations and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's my escape.
Before I started getting internships, I used to knit and stuff
in
my free time, like knit and crochet. And then I don't know, I think as I've gotten older and more of my work has like been digital, my wrists started hurting more. So, I mean, I now have an ergonomic keyboard, so theoretically I could go back to like knitting and crocheting without completely wrecking my wrists on top of, typing all day, but I haven't done it yet.
So I have these wrist compressions.
Yeah, I have, I don't have wrist compression. I have like literal wrist braces that I put on when it gets really bad, but these are for warmth because my apartment is really cold. And if I didn't have these, I wouldn't be able to like type.
I used to have them all the time when I lived in Michigan because, it snows in Michigan. So
congrats, Regina.
Yay. Yeah, 72,000. Crazy. Oh, nice.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. That is so cool.
Do you want to say the title of the book that you're reviewing, Maddie, or do we all just have to wait in suspense for your next video? I'm fine with either, but I always like to ask because I'm nosy like that. And by nosy, I just mean a fangirl who wants to know what's coming next.
I'm coming out with the cover reveal and title reveal video at the end of this month.
Okay. Everyone subscribe to her. I said it before, but now you have to.
Yes.
Oh, I'm really short. I'm 5'1".
Oh, you're tiny.
I used to be 5 feet for like 3 years, and then I finally had like an extra like 1 inch growth spurt. I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
Nice. I am 5'8", almost 5'9".
That's my mom's height.
Nice.
Yep. But there are people in my mom's family, like the guys in our family are all like around 6 feet.
Yeah. Wait, I just realized I said sadly 6'2". What is so sad about
I know. Why? I saw that too. I was like
what?
I was 4'8" for many years, and then I got up to 5, and then I was 5 3/4, and then once I reached the 5'1", my body was like, "That's all the leeway we could give you. Sorry, you're born small." And I'm like, you know what? That's okay.
I was 4'7" in 3rd grade. Yeah.
I don't know how much of my being small for a really long time was related to the fact that I was behind on the growth percentile that I was supposed to be at for my age when I was a baby, because I was adopted from China and I wasn't like up to par.
Yeah.
And there was a period of time when I was younger. I don't even remember. I was old enough that I was giving myself the injections, but I had to give myself a hormone injection every day to like get me to where I was supposed to be. And that helped me get to the 5'1". But
nice.
So I caught up with nature.
Yeah. Like, here we go. Give me this boost.
I mean, I wasn't doing it for that. It was more like I mean, I cared a little bit, but like I wasn't doing it for that. It was more that like my mom had gotten me to this specialist when I was younger, and he was like, it's not necessary, but it's like it's good, and there are like downsides to it. So my mom was like, well, then just do it. Like, I want my daughter to be the healthiest she can be.
Right.
It's okay. I don't know. I probably like radiate manic pixie vibes at some point to some degree. Although that is not my mental health diagnosis.
I love
I have other
that
ones, but
bottle.
Manic isn't one of them. I finally got a Hydromate. It's different than Kahilah's, but she's the one who got me inspired.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I need that bottle. What the heck?
I just saw this and I couldn't pass it up. It's on Amazon and their website.
Okay,
it's under their glass bottles if you go to their website, but if you just search glass Hydromate, it comes up immediately on Amazon. Okay. They have another one that doesn't come in the plastic thing, but I was mentioning it to the people who were Caro and Bree and Sage and Sako on my stream yesterday that my mom and I like have an unfortunate, it's not a habit, but it in the past we've broken a few too many glass things.
Oh yeah.
Because we accidentally knocked something over in our kitchen, and our kitchen floor is like tile. It's like stone tile. Yeah. So anything that drops on it immediately shatters. So I'm like, this isn't necessarily going to fix it, but it is a buffer against it. Because even if it's on the side that's exposed, it wouldn't hit first.
Right. Yeah, I'll need that because I break everything. Like, I don't know why. I just break stuff. So, yes.
Yeah. So there's that. And it comes apart. Like, the bottom comes off so that you take this out, and it's all dishwasher safe except a little rubber circle at the bottom that keeps the glass in place.
Oh, yes, I need that. I love glass bottles.
I'll DM you the link.
Thank you.
Spell trilogy wrong. I'm a writer. I swear. That's funny.
Don't we all spell stuff wrong?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even notice. Okay, we're gonna start the next sprint. Sorry, I got distracted because we were chatting.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna go probably. We'll be ending around like 11:30, maybe a little bit before then, so we can have wrap up time at the end. So
yeah,
code. Is 8. Wait, would help if I typed it in. 8QCJX3. It is up on screen. I'm going to put a link in the chat.
Boom.
Link is in the chat, and it is 8 Quebec Charlie Juliet X-ray 3. There are certain ones that I'm like, really? You went with like a multi-syllable name? It's like Juliet, and I'm like, aren't there other like more concise options?
Yeah. So is this like there are specific names for these letters?
Yeah. It's the military phonetic alphabet.
Okay, nice.
That everyone in the military has to have memorized.
Ooh. This would be like Charlie, Bravo, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And like I'm sure some of them mean things, but like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot is like well known because WTF.
Yeah.
And they made a movie by that title, so. Okay, people are in the room.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it up a little bit longer because the last time I thought we were all good, Katja had gotten coffee and missed.
Yeah, I saw the comment.
So.
I was like, that sucks. Sorry.
I'm checking to see how many people have voted on whether they got the Forest app because of me.
Oh, yes.
So 38 people have responded. And 7 people said they already had it. 4 people said they haven't yet, but they plan to. And 27 said that they got it because of me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got the Forest app because of me and you haven't taken the poll yet, or even if you have and your answer has changed to yes, please do that so I can show the forest gods.
Just say that you were, even though we already have it.
Pasha says, my side characters are conversing about trying to catch a murderous magic user who killed the king.
Oh, wait a minute. I like that. What? My glasses on. Wait.
I love that the glasses went on.
I'm like, I need to see this clearly. That sounds very interesting.
Armani.
Armani.
Okay, I'm going to add this to the stream. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity. That's the end of the final sprint. Let me hide all banners. Banner, there we go. How did you do?
I literally just finished reading.
Oh, wait, I can't really hear you. I don't know if it's...
My mic, sorry.
There we go.
Okay, so I just finished reading chapter 13, so now I'm on 14. So that made three, four chapters I've read now.
Awesome.
Yes.
For this whole stream, I've written only 287 words because I spent that like one sprint not writing. And then I spent like half of this sprint explaining what the Forest app is in the chat to someone. And then the first sprint, I was also like promoting this stream online in different places. So I wasn't as focused this time around, but I still like got words that I'm happy with, and I'd rather that than like, you know, a bunch of words that like I'm like I need to delete like a bunch of this. So
exactly.
I'm also like, oh, I finally got to the like exciting part of this chapter. So it's like I think the writing pace will pick up after the stream. Whereas with the chapters I was writing yesterday, it was like I was already in the exciting part of one chapter, and then I just breezed through the third chapter because I'd been thinking about it for so much.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I just said I love that.
Liz got 330. Sorry, Liz got 459. I clicked on the wrong comment.
Oh wow.
Tasha got 334 and 267. I was eating for most. I mean, that's still really good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You got like almost as much as I did for the whole stream while eating spread. Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see if more comments come on through. Okay. But then we'll do our outros and then we'll say goodbye to people because I know you have stuff to do the rest of your day, and I gotta clean my apartment and write more and finish this AuthorTube script.
Nice.
I don't know if you could just hear my stomach growling.
No, I didn't.
I was gonna have to eat. It was like really loud to me, so I was like, I don't know if that went through.
No, I didn't hear anything. I miss writing now. Every time I'm doing some type of like editing or reread, like I miss writing. I'm just like, because I need to finish this third book that I'm writing. So I'm just like itching to finish the story.
Yeah. Okay, wait. For people wondering about this, how to tell the app that they got the app because of me, it's not directly to them. I have a poll up in the chat now, but it's also always in the description of my live stream videos that if you got the app because of me, please fill out this poll. And it's like 2 clicks, 1 click to open the poll and the other click to say, yes, I got it because of Zara Hoffman. So yeah, and then I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to them as proof.
Nice.
You know, I messaged you a while ago, but here's physical proof.
Right.
If that affects your decision.
I bet it would, actually.
Yeah. Klacha says, this book has a much larger variety of characters. I've never had a character who hates another main character from afar before. That's interesting.
Very nice.
Maddie said, thank you for the sprint. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Regina also thanked us. Thank you. And I think with that, we're going to do our outros. So, Kahilah?
Alrighty, I am Kahilah Harry. I'm a paranormal action / mystery writer, soon to be self-published author this year. Fingers crossed. I'm also an AuthorTuber where I document all of my writing, and now dealing with some books. I'm dabbling into some booktube because I'm trying to hold myself accountable and read books this year. But yes, you can find all of that on my channel.
Link down below. Her Instagram is not linked down below, but it is linked on her channel. And her Instagram is mostly cats. So, she has 3, so they're all really cute. So if you like cat content, subscribe to her on Instagram. If you're not subscribed to me on Instagram, it's mostly book and dog stuff because I have a dog.
Yes.
So yeah, what can go wrong with writing stuff and pets in Instagram for both of us? My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm a self-published author of young adult paranormal romance. Tomorrow, I become a self-published author of new adult sci-fi romance too. And I make videos on my YouTube channel about writing, musical theater, and I host writing sprints every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But for the rest of this week through the 10th, I will also be hosting writing sprints daily at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as part of the Write Mamas Creative Kickstart Camp 2021. The link to that playlist is down below, and I hope you had a good time, and I will see most of you at another sprint probably